Hey friends, my name is Lindsay. Welcome to Love Them Well. This video today is a collaboration with Davene from Calm in the Chaos and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. Today we are talking about language arts curriculum, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. So I'm really excited about this video. I homeschooled for several years before I became a teacher in a private middle school that I absolutely love. I teach 7th grade English, and organizing our school year for English is one of my favorite things. If you've taught in elementary school, you've likely heard about the Daily 5, which is a way to structure your language arts curriculum. But I am finding it super helpful here in middle school as well. The Daily 5 consists of 5 things you should be doing with your students every day in language arts. 1, read to self. They should be reading something to themselves every day, like an independent reading choice book. 2, read to someone else. Your student should be reading to you or the dog or a little brother or sister or anyone else. They should be reading out loud for at least 10 to 20 minutes every day. Number 3 is listening to reading. You should be reading to your child, or they should be listening to an audiobook. They should be hearing someone read to them for about 10 to 20 minutes every day, and that really builds great read aloud skills, and it helps with their comprehension. Number 4 is word work, and that includes grammar or spelling, and that again can be about a 10 to 20 minute block. And number 5 is writing. That should be about 20 minutes or more, and really the older your kids get, the longer these blocks can be. Sometimes that writing is based off of what they are reading. So if your child is reading a book independently and they want to then journal about that book, that is writing. And really, that kind of writing is so good, writing about what you are reading. But when your child is in middle school, high school, that's when those expository pieces really start becoming important. So teaching your kids how to write those essays, the informative essay, the argumentative essay, and how to write literary analysis. So how do you do this? There are so many curriculums to choose from, and I just love looking at curriculum. It's so much fun. I've always had a really good time piecing things together to form this Daily 5. So first of all, independent reading, read to self. That I think is the most important. For students to be able to pick their own books and to be reading what excites them. I have an entire 2 bookshelves over there with books that kids can choose from. Going to the library gets kids excited too. So find a series that your kids love and have them always be reading something that they have chosen that they can be passionate about and be excited to read. A great way to track their progress is just to ask them questions about the book and have a conversation like you would if you were just friends with someone and talking about a book that you love. So I don't always think that read to self component of the Daily 5 needs to be with tests or assessments or writing essays about what they're reading. Really just a conversation can make sure that they are comprehending the book and enjoying it too, which is the most important thing. Reading to someone, that can be your student reading the instructions from the assignments that day, or reading a book together and having you read some of it and them read some of it. In my classes, reading to someone and listening to reading kind of go hand in hand because we have class novels that we're reading together. So every Christmas, I do read out loud The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. And this is a book that I just read aloud from the front of the room, and it's really fun. Read alouds are for every age, kindergarten all the way through high school. So don't stop reading aloud when they get into middle school. The novels that we read together in 7th grade are The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Bronze Bow, A Long Walk to Water, and The Little Prince. We actually start with The Little Prince because there are a ton of literary devices and things that we can learn from this book that then help us for the rest of the year, kind of as an anchor. And there are study guides on these on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I have a few study guides as well on that site, so I can link those below. But this would be when study guides are helpful. But again, if you're reading this with your student, just having conversations is a really great way to assess what they are understanding. Then 2 or 3 times a year, we have book clubs. This is a great thing to do with groups of friends. So we do that in here, about 3 to 5 kids in each group. And these are the books they get to choose from. I am working on study guide questions for these books so that there's a little more accountability within the small groups. But if you're homeschooling, it's so much easier to know that your kid did read what they needed to read. Hatchet is one of those. My Side of the Mountain, The Witch of Blackbird Pond, Island of the Blue Dolphins, Bridge to Terabithia, and Where the Red Fern Grows. For the word work component of the Daily 5, we use BJU Press Writing and Grammar. I highly recommend this resource. I love it. The pictures are great. You don't have to buy the teacher manual for this. Every chapter has detailed explanations of how each concept works, lots of places for practice, writing workshops, and a chapter review. So you wouldn't even need the test booklet because your kid can go through the chapter review, see if they understood the concepts, and then move on if they are ready. Then for the fifth component, the writing part, we write the passion paper. I'm gonna link a video below that explains this thoroughly, but my kids at the beginning of the school year pick a topic that they wanna write on all year. They study that topic, they write on it all year long with different genres of writing. They learned how to write the informative essay, how to take information from a text, to make it their own, to cite that information within a paper, and to write an informative essay about that topic. Sometimes learning those kinds of essays can be a little bit dry, but if it's a topic that they are passionate about, they really enjoy digging deep into that. They have written a fictional narrative, a play, all different kinds of poetry. It's really fun. And then at the end of the school year, they have a book that they have written, an entire book, and it's something that they are very proud of. As far as organization goes, of this Daily 5, the kids do have a binder that they keep all of these in. Each component of the Daily 5 is a different section of the binder. So they have the word work, the writing, their independent reading, and any study guides or notes that we take on books that we're reading in class. So this is our 7th grade language arts curriculum. And what I love about the Daily 5 is you can be super creative with it, but it still gives you a framework so that you're not just like, I'm not sure what to do with my student without buying an entire box curriculum. Box curriculums are great. I love those too. But if you do like to piece things together, and if you do want to individualize things for your child, sometimes piecing things together is really a great idea. And the Daily 5 gives you the structure for that. I'm really excited to watch this playlist because again, I love language arts curriculum and I'm always looking to see what else is out there for fun reading ideas or grammar or word work ideas. Thank you so much, Davene and Shauna, for hosting this brilliant collaboration. And I hope that you guys are all having a great day. Bye.